especially at this time of the year.
Hello everybody, welcome to your watch along of Chesterfield versus Borehamwood in the National League. Hopefully it will be a good game all round for us all. But
whether you win the league or not, you want to be going into these playoffs full of confidence. At the moment, Chesterfield, they need to get a few more wins under their belt before they can say, right, we're back and we're contenders.
Well, where do we think Paul Cook is at? 2 wins from 6.
We're just going to see what comes at.
Unusual situation because Chesterfield weren't looking for a new manager bounce. He came into a team that were already doing well at the top.
Yeah, it is a weird situation, but he's very experienced.
So let's go and get the 3 points today, boys!
Also trying to find a way. They lost Jamwinga, lost McCourt.
Guys, get your thoughts in the chat. Who you think is going to win? Vote in the chat who you think is going to win. We kick off very, very soon, but we got to keep going for it. And I'll be giving you the lineups very, very shortly.
And Luke Garrard have both been speaking to Jeff Brazier.
Luke, you said you saw some uncharacteristic defending against Wrexham midweek. How confident are you you're going to get the response that you want from your team?
Very. Listen. This group have always responded, got back on the horse pretty quick after a result like that.
So guys, get involved in the chat, get voting. Hello.
Maybe we could have had a better attitude towards defending that, but look, we've still got the best defensive record in the division.
Thank you very much. Come on, Chesterfield, come on. Up the spotlight, let's go and get 3 points today. Stay on the coattails of Stockport County. And I just want to find out from you guys, if we don't win this league, do you guys think we can go up in the playoffs? So I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think that if we don't go up as champions, which I think going purposely, unfortunately I'm going to say we're not going to go up as champions, but I'm not giving that up as a matter of fact.
You look at Grimsby winning at the minute. Halifax were 1-0 down, now 2-1 up.
I want you guys to tell me, if we don't go up as champions, can we go up in the playoffs? Do you think if we go in the playoffs, we can go up?
We got to make sure we get a win today to kick on and.
But I'm also having dinner at the same time, so.
Paul, after your first 6 games in charge back at
Chesterfield, what a fucking legend!
Threw me under the bus with that one. That's the first question, isn't it? Listen, it's been an up and down spell, if you like. I think the injuries are there for everyone to see. We've had some really, really tough ones. You know, certainly in the first game against Weymouth, to lose Cabby for the season was a massive blow to not just myself and the squad, but the supporters as well. You know, from there we've lost other lads, but the lads have been great.
They've been
in every game. We've had great opportunities to win games. We've managed to win a couple. The standard of the league's very, very good. There's no easy games. Today being as tough as they come.
Well, let's pick out a couple of key players this afternoon. Ones to watch. Let's call them that. Let's start with Tyrone Marsh for Borehamwood. 12 goals across all competitions. What's he do well, Aaron?
Well, he's the live wire. You know, he's always involved in the play. What I really like about him is he never hides. You know, he doesn't not want the ball. He's always looking for it. And as well as scoring goals, he can also create. You know, he'll look to run in behind.
So guys, get your voting in the chat. Chesterfield versus Borehamwood in the National League.
Well, Scott, he scored in the last 2 games consecutively. Not scored in 3 since, I think, 2015. Is this going to be his game?
Yeah, he'll be hoping so. Obviously, like Aaron just said, he's a fantastic player and one that the defenders like myself, you don't want to play, you hate to play against them, you know. And he will be hoping he scores third game in a row. You've got Bowden as well. They're capable, Borehamwood, and very, very good at home. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we're looking for goals galore this afternoon, please. It'd be lovely if we get a couple from either.
Good, Chesterfield. Let's get the 3 points today.
Evans, your mate, they brought him in at Borehamwood this season. Came from Chesterfield. Is he the reason why they have been so good this season?
So, give me your question in the chat. I'm happy to answer any question you guys put in front of me.
I think Will's played a lot of games. They obviously fantastic. Got the best defensive record. The Wrexham game was, say, a bit of a blip. But he's a great player, and you know he can do both as a defender. He can be the horrible side defensive, but he can also.
So guys, I want to hear your thoughts.
Chesterfield better than anyone. So
I want to hear your thoughts. If you think we can go and win this game, if you think what you guys think, what players you're looking out for the squad.
Well, looking at the team sheet today, Akwati Asante for Chesterfield has been dropped to the.
And I'm gonna give you the 2 lineups now. The lineups for Chesterfield is as follows: Welch is in goal. You got Whittle,
to step up.
You got Whittle, you got Grimes as captain.
You know,
You got Maguire, Keane, Miller, Kellerman, Khan, Whelan, Mandeville, and Quigley, which is mind-boggling because that guy can't score a goal in an absolute, my phrase is, in a knocking shot and not get a goal. On the benches is Weston, Asante, Williams, and Rowley, which for me I would have started Asante, in for my opinion, but that's your team for Chesterfield to play. Borehamwood today. The Borehamwood lineup is this. This is what you got: Ashby Hammond in goal. You got Will Evans, David Stevens, Jamel Fifield, Jacob Manny, which is funny. You got Denon Lewis. You got Josh Reed. You got Frankie Raymond, Connor Smith, Scott Bolden, Tyra Marsh. On the bench it's Gus Mafita, Adrian Clifton, James Cromley, Niall Ranger, and Danilo Orsi. That is your team for Borehamwood to play Chesterfield today.
Fast approaching here at Meadow Park. Can Borehamwood make home advantage?
God, Chesterfield!
Or will Chesterfield find a way through and keep up the chase with the league leaders, Stockport County? Believe me, you do not want to miss this one. Kickoff is on the way for you next.
God, boys! Guys, get your likes, get your thoughts in the chat. Chesterfield versus Borehamwood. I want all Chesterfield fans in the chat. Let's all give the boys their backing. And let's see some blue and white in the chat for the boys in blue and white to represent us today. Let's go and get the 3 points. And keep voting in the chat who you think is going to win. With Chesterfield. Oh, go on, boys. As a Chesterfield fan, we got, as is my, if you guys want to know, I've been a Chesterfield fan most of my life. I've lived in Chesterfield for 5 years. I was born in Chesterfield, live down in Portsmouth now, but I still back my hometown club wherever I live, wherever I am, and wherever. It's like great. We just got to go for it. We got to go for it. We got to go for it. We got to give it the best of intentions, the best shots we've got, and go as much as we can into this game with passion. That's me being serious. Sorry if you hear any chomping or chewing or anything, it's just me eating my food because better to eat it while it's warm. Pardon me, folks. But we gotta keep going. Give it the best shot we've got. Just play as much as we can. That's all we can do as a football club. Is give as much as we can, play as well as we can, and do as well as we can, and just do our end of the bargain, do what we can, fight to the bitter end. But guys, game will be kicking off. We'll be kicking off really soon. So it's gonna be like, just gotta go for it. We gotta give it the best of intentions and give it the best shot we can. Cause that's all. That's all we can do there. Is do that and see what happens at the end of it. But it's just the aim of what's the word, waiting and seeing. Shall we play? And just step up a bit. That's if you get what I mean. He's got to step up, give it the best of intentions, give it the best challenge we have to go and get 3 points today. Because it's not going to be easy said and done.
Welcome back to Meadow Park, where Borehamwood Chesterfield is about to kick off. But don't forget, you can enjoy the match with your friends on the BT Sports app by choosing a watch
boys!
option. For this and so much more, make sure that you
Boys!
your mobile phone or tablet. Well, the atmosphere is building here. Aaron, what or who is going to be the main difference here today?
Whoever can get the goals. You know, both teams, I think, are searching for that goal scorer. Chesterfield, especially after Jamwinga's injury, they now need someone to fill his boots. Who's going to be the man to step up?
In terms of momentum, Scott, important to get 3 points to get back on track.
Massively for both teams. Like I said, Chesterfield to catch Stockport, 2 points gap, and obviously for Borehamwood to stay in touch with the top teams as well.
Go on, Chesterfield! The players are walking out, folks! Come on, boys! Go on, Chesterfield!
Thank you, Becky. Evening, everyone. Well, it's almost become a cliche to say that Meadow Park is a tough place to come, but it's certainly true. Liverpool's loss to Inter on Tuesday means Borehamwood are now the only team in the country's top 5 division still unbeaten at home.
Go Spurs! Go Spurs! Go Spurs!
In a season where they've gained so many new admirers, their FA Cup run will be remembered here for decades. But to go up would top anything they've achieved so far. It would mean everything to Chesterfield too, a club with decades of Football League history, but now their 4th season at this level, promotion from the National League.
Come on!
Hard earned and much sought after. A really big plus for Borehamwood today is the return to fitness of Jamal Fifield, who wears the armband in the absence of Mark Ricketts. Gus Mafuta is also available again. He's on the bench. Connor Stevens misses out with the hamstring injury that he picked up in Tuesday's defeat at Wrexham.
Who's going to keep playing?
2 former Chesterfield players start for the Wood, Bowden and Evans. Chesterfield manager Paul Cook says coming here is as tough as it comes in the National League. He's made 2 changes to the side that began their 2-2 draw with Southend a week ago. Akwasi Asante is rested to the bench, having missed 2 days training through illness this week. Curtis Weston also drops out. In come Seydou Khan and Joe Quigley, who'll be hoping for his first Chesterfield goal in what is his 9th appearance.
Joe Quigley's yet to get off the mark, and I don't know what's wrong with him.
What a job Luke Garrard has done here. This is 7th season as Borehamwood boss. Appointed when he was 30 and took them to the FA Cup 5th round this season. Paul cut back for a second spell.
Go on, Paul! Go on, Cookie! Go on, let's go and get us! Let's go and get us up! It's been by his own admission up and down though so far for Chesterfield since his return. Danny Webb, you'll notice there, was alongside him the man who was interim manager until Paul Cook's appointment. I believe you picked out Adam Virgo for us to keep an eye on today.
I think certainly for Borehamwood, when you look in that midfield area, you look at this man here in Josh Rees, the timing of his midfield runs is arguably up there as one of the best in the National League, making those late runs when the ball is out there, scored some really, really important goals. And if Borehamwood can get the right service, he'll certainly be one to really look at to try and get themselves a goal or 2 within this game.
So it will be Chesterfield to get us underway. Chesterfield began the day second, Borehamwood 5th, 6 points between them, both pursuing promotion. The 2 hardest teams to beat in the National League this season, both have lost just 4 times. No other sides have lost as few games, even Stockport have lost 6, but the leaders not playing this weekend in the National League. They've been in
Chesterfield gets underway, and it kicks off Chesterfield versus Borehamwood. Here we go, let's see if we can get on the coattails of Stockport County.
Room for error, and this is a great opportunity to hurt a direct rival.
What it is, I mean, I've said this before time and time again, whether you're going in the playoffs or the championship or relegation, games in and around
Chesterfield, 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 come on, boys!
For Luke Garrard, they've been absolutely sensational this season, but
Can Chesterfield do something that no other club has gone and done? Has gone and beat Borehamwood at home. Come on, boys!
Really throwing deep in Borehamwood territory for Chesterfield.
You guys want to know my shirt is underneath here for the pride? Shirt always going to be showing my support. I've got the shirt on and also not even the logo on as well, showing double the passion.
He went down. Marshall Maguire.
Well done, Maguire! Ow! Yeah, how was that not a foul?
What did you make, Adam, about Khan's inclusion at the expense of Weston in the midfield today?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's this stage of the season where managers...
We're just going to keep playing, we're just going to keep probing, we're going to keep going and going and going. That's all we can do.
The amount of games that Asante have played, there's a little bit of tiredness in his performance. Listen, he's a person... The one thing that Chesterfield you look at in terms of them as a team, yes, they've
scored boys!
Goals for Jamwinga, but when you look around the side, there's not many goals in that midfield area, and when you have to look at people that have scored goals from that area, Khan has certainly produced that. Not necessarily very many. I just think it's changes the dynamic a little bit with those late midfield runs, a bit like Josh Reese in those areas.
It's a really nice tight ground, Meadow Park, and the travelling Chesterfield supporters certainly swelled the numbers today.
Come on, boys!
We do have one of the higher average gates in the National League this season. Chesterfield's really well backed, just as the likes of Wrexham and Notts County and others that I could mention are as well. Grimsby, Southend. But it's an opportunity here from the set piece.
Free kick to Borehamwood. About 3 minutes played. Ball's crossed in. Well done, head of the way.
Towards Stevens. It's controlled here by Miller, who then was clipped by Raymond.
So just more of a ticking off for Frankie Raymond. Just that little challenge there on Miller. Had to make it really because he was away. There was plenty of space to run into.
Come on!
Chesterfield, the better rested of these two sides, last in action a week ago when they drew at home to Southend. Borehamwood beaten 4-2 at Wrexham on Tuesday night. That was a 5th National League win in a row for the Red Dragons. They've really hit some form, haven't they?
They have done. I think the thing that's changed for Phil Parkinson's side is that they are now scoring goals at home, which was certainly an evident feature at the start of the season. As the two said before the start of the game, you bring in the calibre of players from League One. You've always got to give yourself a chance as how they adapt to the National League in terms of physicality and the play as well.
Come on, Chesterfield!
Certainly a team to watch.
Chesterfield on the board at the moment, folks.
Whittle showing inside, Khan on the edge of the box. Miller with the cross.
Oh, okay.
Comes out here to Kellerman.
Oh, Kellerman, why? Why do that? Why?
That we saw against Yeovil that won
Ah.
that Beauty Sport a few weeks ago.
It was a brilliant goal, wasn't it? Settle that game.
I don't think Paul Cook's too happy.
To say hit a bubble.
He returned to Chesterfield because of his love for the club. Paul Cook also said that he couldn't turn his back on Chesterfield when they were really in need to the departure of James Rowe, who's now back in football at Fylde. Mendy, Marsh, Reese is in the box, Bowden's in there too. Played back by Reese to Raymond. Mendy. Decent tempo to the game in the early stages. Two sides who really need to go for it today. And bear in mind, dropped points recently for them in the race for the title, and Stockport in such incredible form. Evans getting the pressure from Joe Quigley.
So guys, get your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new.
Borehamwood's 4-2 loss at Wrexham was the first time that they'd conceded more than twice in a league game since the 3-1 loss at Solihull way back in September. They have been very good defensively, Luke Garrard's side, the best defensive record in the division. It was a bit uncharacteristic from them, wasn't it, that defending at Wrexham during the week?
Well, it was, because there was a couple of goals, certainly one from a set play and one from a long throw from Ben Tozer that they certainly would have been aware of and spoken about. But when you set your standards throughout the season, you hit those standards week in, week out, and if they do drop, like they did against Wrexham. But these are the two areas to maybe look at in today's game. Mendy on the left-hand side for Borehamwood, getting in that wide area, because they're playing a 3-5-2. He's going to be going up against Jeff King in that right-back area for Chesterfield, and he's arguably one of the best right-backs in the National League. So in terms of those defensive areas and those one-on-one situations,
come on, boys,
it's going to be a really, really good battle between those two.
Good ball, Mandeville almost.
Unlucky! Unlucky Mandeville! Unlucky!
Start in a row today for Liam Mandeville. He was the club's most used substitute last season. But when he's on his game, we know he's a player at this level with fantastic technical ability.
Well, he is. I mean, he reminds me of someone like Luke Molyneux as a Hartlepool last season in that attacking midfield.
Well,
I think he's a player on his day. He's got real qualities on the ball and makes good timely runs and can certainly really affect the game within that final third. I think just one area, I think I can certainly see him scoring more goals than what he has done in his career. He certainly is a threat for Chesterfield within that final third. Now playing on the right-hand side of Quigley in a 3.
That's a foul.
Smith it was, he went sliding in. We're going to see the first yellow card of the game here inside 8 minutes. Little was the player brought down. It does look as though he's going to be fine. A just yellow card, Adam?
I think so. I think it's just not necessarily that challenge, Adam. He had one earlier in the game against Khan as well. Oh, touch there from Whittle. He's in late. So no surprise he's gone into the referee's book.
Keep the pressure going.
Reece Maguire with the free kick. King trying to bring it down but couldn't. Chesterfield now 3 games unbeaten since a 2-0 loss to Wrexham.
Come on, Sparrow!
Coming into this, suffered their first back-to-back defeats of the campaign, although I guess you could say one of them very understandable away at Everton.
Guys, get your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new.
That FA Cup run, Adam, and they'll have made a lot of memories, but you just wonder how much in such a long, hard season it will have taken out the legs as well for Borehamwood.
I think so. I think it will certainly be the telling sign of where they finish up at the end of the season.
Reece, Marsh.
One defend!
And Bowden's arriving in the box. Marsh cuts across the area.
Get up, get up, get up! Never a foul in a million years.
Miller. Chesterfield looking to counter. Miller with Whittle going down the left. Khan slowed the pace down a little here now, Chesterfield. Maguire.
Come on, boys!
Grimes. Maguire.
First 10 minutes, I say we're playing alright, but we just had an attempt on goal.
Quickly to chase.
Go on, quickly!
Central position.
Okay, quickly! Unlucky.
Tough ask for him to catch that one.
That's good play there from Josh Reese originally to get Tyrone Marsh into a position where he can get him no.
Nah!
I thought the referee was in a really, really good view to see that. It's not a penalty.
He tried calling the ref. He tried calling the ref. It's just a shot.
Matthew Russell is our referee today.
So, not been a single chance from any team yet, but I'm so happy with the performance so far.
Up it comes now to Quickly, who has Stevens at his back. Big strength from Quickly. Mandeville. King. Blocked by Raymond.
Guys, get your question in the chat.
Chesterfield has certainly got used to home comforts. Just recently they've had 5 games in a row in Derbyshire. It's their first away game since the 12th of February when they drew 1-1 at Weymouth. Kicked off the head of Fifield. Under new contract, Stevens this week. Adding another 2 years to his contract. He's already been with Borehamwood for 7 years. King.
Come on!
King's cross over towards Quickly.
Ah, Quickly!
Very vocal on the touchline, Paul Cook, and the message continually there. You probably could hear it, Adam, was pass, 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 was what he kept repeating.
Because what they've done really well in the early parts of the game, you've got Miller on the left-hand side, you've got Quickly down the middle, you've got Mandeville on the right-hand side, and they're just playing high, and they're playing up against the back three. So there's going to be space in that midfield area. When you look at the likes of Khan and Kellerman...
Come on, Quickly! Go on, Chesterfield!
There will be space for his midfield to dominate possession, purely on the basis the way the front three are really playing high up the field.
He's a real promotion specialist, Paul Cook. He's won League 2 twice with Chesterfield and Portsmouth, also won League 1 with Wigan. Andy giving chase. Let's play back to Loach.
Come on.
Andy. Reese will give chase.
Well done, Loach. Well done, Loach.
His breaks from midfield is something that Chesterfield will have to be mindful of.
So far, Sheffield 0, Borehamwood 0. Not a lot going on in this game, folks.
These are the runs that he makes time and time again. I think he's just on there. You keep a high line against him, you can certainly get caught.
Runs through here for Quickly and Carr.
Go on!
Here by Miller.
Go on!
And Miller can hit this.
Oh!
Came off Evans, which completely took the steam.
Oh, Miller, unlucky!
They caught a bit now, weren't they?
Thought we were going to get something off there, but pass towards Sadio Khan, pass towards Miller, who the shot looked like he could trouble the keeper, but Will Evans blocked it. That took the sting out of the shot and into the goalkeeper, into Ashby Hammond's gloves.
Be keen to have a good game today. Will Evans against his former club. He was with Chesterfield last season. Said that he turned down a new deal. The break from Marsh here. Mendy's there too, so is Bolton.
Way!
Chances coming at both ends of the pitch.
I didn't really deal with that first situation, Chesterfield, when the ball was played long. Comes up against Bowden again, a little bit too tight. Just on the left foot of Scott Bowden, not his natural foot, leaning back a little bit.
Guys, we're playing well, but we're just not creating anything.
Long it goes then from Loach up towards Quickly. Great control.
Come on!
Beats Miller. Whelan arriving in the box, and Mandeville was too. And they're getting some joy down this left flank.
Well, they are. I mean, the back line and really the way
Come on, boys!
started, they're aching. Actually, Borehamwood played really deep as well. And quickly gets in those positions.
Oh, look, he can't!
Really effective. The little ball around the corner to Khan that started that chance to Miller, and that time there, holding the ball out wide and getting the ball out wide to Miller yet again in that left-hand side. He's always a threat.
Shade over a quarter of an hour gone. Is this the final game of the weekend in the National League? Big win today for Altrincham against Eastleigh. Narrow victory at the Shea for Halifax, one of the promotion contenders against bottom of the table. Dover, fantastic game in Norfolk between Kings Lynn and Torquay. Similar between Wealdstone and Weymouth. Be winning away at Yeovil. Many of the National League sides involved in the FA Trophy today as well.
Come on, boys!
A big win that last night for Wrexham at Notts County. Here's Khan. Whelan recently re-signed for Chesterfield. A really nice turn that by Mandeville, looking to get away from Fifield.
Come on!
Stevens. The volley clearance. King was in the National League Team of the Year last season. King won at Halifax.
Come on, Chesterfield!
Maguire. That's a touch by Will Evans. Kellerman. King. Quigley.
Go on, quickly!
To get on the turn.
Oh!
Not a bad effort. Certainly
Joe
didn't
Quigley
achieve
with the
confidence
shot,
there, but
just
that was
wide of the goal.
still
Unlucky!
wasn't far away.
He wasn't far away there, Adam, but I think in his early period, in his first 18 minutes, I think his input in that final third has been excellent. To see King there saying, show me feet, and he does that, so he exactly knows what he's going to do. Stevens pulls the shirt. That was certainly affected his momentum on the turn.
That's why the referee here has pulled the play back for a free kick to Chesterfield, and Stevens to be shown a yellow card for that pull back on Quigley. It's in a nice position, this free kick. Looks as though King is the favourite to take it. Miller is there as well, but it's been placed by Jeff King.
Just let Jeff King take it. He scored a free kick recently.
Can he get this over the wall?
Free kick for Chesterfield. I think it's Jeff King's going to take it. We have to wait and see how it goes.
That's one of these ones where you can certainly go goalkeeper's side, and you just mentioned there, can he get it up and over the ball from that distance? You have more of the goal to aim for if you go to the goalkeeper's side.
Come on, Chesterfield!
Good opportunity this for Chesterfield. It will be King to take it.
Oh!
Over the bar, it goes for a corner. They weren't
Watch.
very happy, I'm told, on the Borehamwood bench, Adam, that free kick was given in the first place because the referee had initially let the play go on.
Come on, Chesterfield!
Side that time, but Jamal Fifield read the danger and got back to make the header.
Almost 20 minutes gone. Miller on the edge of the box. Plenty of movement in the area though. Just a bit of pressure here from Chesterfield on the home side. And it's come all the way through
Yes!
to Whelan.
Oh!
And hit
High, wide and handsome. I'll see you guys. You guys just got to pop up quickly. I'll be back in this douchey with lamb's tail.
Click on there from. Near post area. I think he's certainly a player that's Time for a small bit of criticism from his fans from his new sides. I think he certainly has started the game really, really well. He's a player that needs chances created for him. He can certainly go missing in games if he's not going to get the right ball up towards him. I think in the early stages of his Chesterfield, just hitting him far too often with difficult balls. I think he started the game really, really well, and you can just see he's confident already. The little flicks around the corner, the opportunity to turn and shoot there.
He should be relatively fresh. He's been on as a sub in the last 2 games. Stevens heads forward. Marsh. Not seen too much of Lewis getting forward, but we do here. There's his crossing towards Reese.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Fantastic ball in there. Reese on the end of it.
It's a great ball. It's a brilliant, brilliant ball in there from Lewis. Reese makes that run yet again. Just gets a little bit underneath it, so he almost has to kind of flick it on. It's difficult then to get the ball up and under the crossbar, but certainly I feel Borehamwood's best chance of the game so far.
Can we run now? Run by 6 o'clock, aren't we?
I'm not even that good. It's
Just only a run of games in that.
it's just the time that I think a bit buggered, man.
Smith struggling with an injury right now.
Come on.
And Reese has got him
Don't.
behind here. Angle's working against him.
Get out.
Support, and March is there as well.
Thank the Lord.
Fantastic opportunity.
There's only 1-0 there.
Challenge saves Chesterfield.
Well, he's the only one who reacts, him and Grimes. You just see Grimes' reaction, and you see Josh Reese's reaction to this ball over the top. Just hesitates slightly, but he gambles really,
Is it a bit
really well.
not working, do you think?
Okay, he's not necessarily on his stronger foot.
Yeah, we might need to get
He should be doing better than that. He's got the right-hand side of the goal to aim for, Tyrone Marsh, and just gets the connection all wrong.
He's Borehamwood's top scorer this season, Marsh. 12 in all competitions. Now the home sides. Time to threaten from a set piece towards Bowden at the back post. That's a good header, and Marsh got something on it. And eventually, they scramble it clear through King. Reached there by King. To take the free kick for Borehamwood. There were 15 National League home games unbeaten. Last defeat here in the league against Maidenhead back in May. How will he feel? Adam, do you think Garrard about the opening 24 minutes?
I think he'll be a little bit concerned. Just the way that I think that the way that Chesterfield maybe just dominated the ball a little bit more than his side. Listen, he's not a possession-based side. He's always played a little bit more direct into that final third quite quickly.
Mendy, the early cross towards Bowden. And now Lewis will get involved. Missed Evans, and now it's Khan for Chesterfield. Miller is the player wide left. No goals as of yet, but it's been a good watch so far, this. Two sides. And despite the former Stockport, they still consider themselves very much title challengers. It's worth reminding maybe casual observers of the National League that only the title winners automatically go up. There's a growing push I detect for, maybe you might even call it a clamour for there to be another automatic promotion place in the National League. Maguire with the header. Khan, it's been effective in the first 25 minutes. Looks to drive on here, finds quickly. Lay off for Whelan. And still Whelan. And Ashley Hammonds took it comfortably.
So for no goals so far. It's actually been quite an entertaining game so far, but probably the one thing that has been lacking from both sides is really the goalkeeper's really been tested. Again on that weaker foot of his. Taylor's shot there from him to just Ashby Hammond in the goal.
First effort on target.
And back, folks.
Mentioned how good Boreham would have been at home, Adam, but Chesterfield, it's worth saying, have only lost one of their last 10 away league games. They've won half of those matches. Both these sides have only lost 4 games each in the league all season. Best records in the National League in that respect.
Okay. Who told Pogba to shave his head?
I don't know what I mean. Who shaved Pogba to shave his head? It's mad. Poor Chesterfield!
Mandeville. So nothing on here. Mandeville and then look for Quigley. Callum was first to it. Khan couldn't control it. Because it's come off the referee. Play stopped immediately. Not the best of first touches. Gone down. Referee says
Go on, Chesterfield, let's get a goal, let's do something.
Chased by Lewis. Quickly waits in the box, others arriving now as well. And defended by Raymond.
I think what he's just trying to say there, Adam, is that when they win possession back just far too quickly, especially in their own half, just giving it away far too quickly. Then it just gives the control back to Chesterfield and they can build up another attack or another diagonal ball out wide to Miller. Yet again is causing problems down that left-hand side.
Come on, Sparrows!
He was in the Notts County side that beat Chesterfield in the playoffs last season, I remember. Calvin Miller. This, you point out, Adam, it's down this left-hand side where seen a lot of the ball so far, Chesterfield's. On it again here, Miller. Decent understanding he's developed with the whip. Khan. Miller. Able to get on the turn.
Call up!
Evans was there though for Borehamwood.
Go boys!
I think what Cooper's looking for, Adam, from Chesterfield is get the ball out wide to Miller in the one-on-one situations where he can go up against Will Evans, because you'd certainly feel with the pace that he's got in those one-on-one areas, he can go on the outside of him and get crosses into the box. And the Chesterfield manager is constantly changing, switch play, move the ball quicker.
Miller with the early
Come
ball.
on.
Came off Fifields and Grimes is a long way forward and it will be a corner kick to the Sparrows. Will he get his chance quickly? It's had a very bright start to this game.
Come on, boys!
Taking an age over this. Chesterfield's. It's played short to Khan. Wasn't really worth the wait, was it?
Oh, they just, I think they were expecting 10 yards from the Borehamwood players.
Good movement here by Khan. He's got options in the middle, but the flag is up on the far side.
Alright, that was never out of play. Half an hour played, folks. Chesterfield 1, Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0.
I think the element of his possession today's play, Adam, is that he just wants the players to play quicker in Borehamwood's half. Clearly animated on the sidelines, really wanting his players to be brave on the ball. Because there is an opportunity here, because the back three are playing quite deep. With Denham Lewis, who's not necessarily a natural wing-back, playing a lot deeper. So his positioning without the ball sometimes questionable, so that's where Miller can get in really good positions.
It's interesting, I thought, that Luke Garrett mentioned his wing-backs before the game and said how important he really picked them out as the key players, perhaps, for Borehamwood. I guess they have been for much of the season, though, haven't they? The way that they play.
Well, it's certainly understandable. I mean, when you play that 3-5-2 formation, when you look at the midfielders that you do have at your disposal, particularly when it's Ricketts and maybe Raymond in that midfield area, your width and how you get up the field is with your wing backs. Kane Smith and Mendy are two players that just bomb up and down every single time. And just at the moment, you can just clearly see the balance isn't quite right with Borehamwood.
And the yellow card is coming here as well for the former Chesterfield man.
Scott Bowen, yellow card.
Maybe took a bit of retribution there, perhaps. Frustration being fouled earlier on, albeit by a different player. No hard feelings with Wicket. Big games keep on coming in the National League. Next, we head to the racecourse for Wrexham against Halifax, Saturday the 22nd of March. For that, it's a later kick-off, you should note, for that one as well. Big midweek of Champions League action coming up as well. Manchester United all square with Atletico. The second leg at Old Trafford. It's 2-2 between Ajax and Benfica. Should also let you know about UFC Fight Night in London next Saturday. All the action starts. What should be a brilliant night of UFC from 6 o'clock on BT Sport 1, and then the big one that we're all looking forward to on the 23rd of April, live from Wembley Stadium. It is Fury against White on Box Office.
Come on, boys!
Over the top it goes from Raymond. Chesterfield it was who won this season's reverse fixture by 2-1, but both their scorers that day, Jamwinga and Rowe, unavailable through injury today. Goes without saying, so important to Chesterfield with 24 goals in 27 league games. What do you make, Adam, of how they've adjusted without him so far?
Well, they've certainly had moments where they have adjusted well.
Go on!
Miller going down towards the edge of the area here. Khan. Mandeville. Kellerman. In terms of how they, not just today, but overall, Adam, how they've...
Yeah, that's exactly. Sorry, just going back because Miller just came on the edge of the box there. But listen, it's always going to be difficult because you're changing the dynamic of an individual, the way that he plays, and then all of a sudden you're bringing in quickly Asante or Denton, who are three different players to what Kabongo Jamwinga offers within you in that final. So the balance of the way that Chesterfield play in that final third is certainly going to change. But listen, they have scored goals without him since he has been injured. But unfortunately, they just can't seem to keep leads when they take them, and the defensive unit has to sometimes have a look at themselves as well. But you just do worry where the goals are going to come from on a regular basis without Kabongo Jamwinga in the side. And that's where you look at the likes of Asante in particular, and quickly to step up. I mean, they're certainly the obvious ones to look at. I think Miller can score more goals in the positions that he gets into. We've spoken about Mandeville already. The positions that
well, boys, 35 minutes played. Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0. It's been not a bad game, folks, but it's just going to take a lot of planning to get through this. Get your question in the chat, folks.
Nasty injury that Jamwinga picked up, a leg fracture and a dislocated ankle. Needed surgery, but he did say And thanking supporters for their get well soon messages that he would be back sooner than many expect him to be. With Scott Loach, just the one clean sheet in his last 8
Well,
games.
boys.
Really good starting Loach for Chesterfield over the summer. Marsh gets Mendy involved. Maguire's header. And Raymond knocks it down to Denon Lewis. Frankie Raymond.
Come on, Chesterfield, we can do something here.
Evans with the header. Comes now for Miller. Maguire's ball up to Quigley. They're going to show good strength here up against Stevens. You have to be careful. Yellow card now. Mandeville. Whelan. King with Khan showing inside. Whittle.
Oh, we keep messing up everything.
I just don't think they've been clinical enough.
Guys.
In the third over for the amount of possession that they've had, and probably one or two areas that his side have got into. Just frustration, I think, because they have been the better side so far.
Well, let's get some question in the chat, folks.
There's nothing unusual, is it, for Paul Cook to be animated down on the touchline, but he's looked particularly unhappy, hasn't he, in this first half?
I think you go into games sometimes, Adam, and listen, you're going to have to give Borehamwood the respect that they deserve, and you kind of have a plan A before the game starts to how do you think the game's going to go, but then that can sometimes change on the amount of possession that you've had in the opposition's half and the positions that you get into. And the time they've had on the ball, they've just not done anything near enough in these areas here.
Come on. Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0.
Crossing towards Quigley, good claim by
Oh, went towards Quigley, and Ashby Hammond gets down on the ball. Still 1-0, still 0-0.
Get promoted midway through a season when you start a play is perhaps different to the man you come in for.
I mean, I've been in a situation myself when managers come midway through the season, and sometimes you don't really want to change a lot, and you don't really want to put your own stamp on too quickly because the team has been successful, but you know, he's gone from a back five to a back four. I mean, the injuries we can talk about all day long in terms of the personnel that they've lost, and he's just trying to find the balance of formation and people on the starting 11 to try and get that balance.
It's not far off a full team of players that Chesterfield are without right now. It's not had it particularly easy since returning to the club, Paul Cook. As we were saying to Jeff Brazier before the game, I think it's fair comment, really.
God, Chesterfield.
Still to achieve promotion this season, Chesterfield, when you consider the adversity that they've encountered since the turn of the year, it would be a fabulous achievement. Maguire. Trying to bring this a long way forward. Now looks for Quigley. Whelan.
Hi, Banana. How are you doing?
Mandeville. King's gone on the outside.
If you're...
Another example of maybe where it needed to be played more quickly. He up the tempo here though, Whelan.
Oh!
Reach Khan, it doesn't because Stevens makes it clear.
How has Khan or Whelan not scored?
Smith, I should say,
It's just anticipation in those areas, Adam.
How has Whelan not scored?
The ball goes into Liam Mandeville, and you've got Paul Cook shouting at Jeff King to get around him. Jeff should be already in that situation, making that run straight away. They've got to exploit the pace and the in behind the back three of Borehamwood.
Come on, boys. Foul by, I think Joe Quigley was offside, so it's a goal. Free kick to Borehamwood.
The rush to play going again. A record he's had since coming in on loan from Fulham. 12 clean sheets in 19 appearances in all competitions. Khan, Miller showing down the left-hand side. Lewis.
Unlucky Miller. Chesterfield are dominating this game and just cannot get the finish that we deserve.
I think he's played really well first half, Adam. I think what has been asked of him, and every time the ball's gone into him, he's been excellent. He's held it up, he's linked players in, but just hasn't really had any chance in front of goal when the ball's been out wide.
If you guys want to know it,
Kellerman again up to Quigley. Once more does well to hold off Stevens and bring others into play. Whelan, Whittle.
it's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 0.
That's when the ball into Quigley needs to be better.
It's not been good enough, Adam. It's not been good enough at all. From Mandeville and Miller in particular.
Go on, Chesterfield.
King to Mandeville. Again, Quigley wants.
Go on, Mandeville.
Grimes. Chesterfield get the throw in.
Guys, put your questions in the chat.
Chesterfield supporters, Jeremy Grimes. His 5th club in the National League. This is 9th start in a row. It's become.
So guys, get your question in the chat. Like, subscribe if you are new. Well, boys!
Chesterfield get the decision. What do you made of the half, Adam?
I think frustrating on one side in terms of we haven't seen a goal in the game. In terms of I think the way that Chesterfield have played so far, I think he'd be disappointed with this side's quality within that final third. And say Ashby Hammond, I think just had one shot from I think it was Tom Whelan on the edge of the box. That's really been about it. And the problem is with Luke Garrard's side, we mentioned the balance without Kane Smith in the side, with Lewis on that right-hand side being a left footer, and Mendy not really getting to the game very much on that left.
Goal kick to Borehamwood. We got about 60 seconds left of the first half. He's going to stop his time.
So listen, the game's finally in the balance, but if you ask me who the happier the two managers would be, I'd probably would say Paul Cook would be happier, but I think he'd be disappointed that he hasn't got a goal for his side's dominance in possession.
Doesn't look very happy, has he? Be seen as a coup for Chesterfield to get Paul Cook to return to the club when you consider his last job was with Ipswich.
Banana, be careful what you say or you will be timed out.
Mendy, Marsh, Maguire's covering under pressure.
Get out, Maguire, get out!
Kellerman. His first time. Maguire won the header. Khan.
Go on, Khan! Go on!
At the end of the half.
Go on, Mandeville! Go on, quickly!
Slipped by Stevens.
Quickly!
Quickly goes on.
Ah!
Final third. Not been enough conviction about them. Whittle. Kellerman. Grimes. first half.
Half time, Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0.
Number 2 managers, they haven't been clinical enough, haven't had enough cutting edge in the final third though. It's the closest they've come. It's that Joe Quigley effort that narrowly went over the bar. Jimmy Hammond, we've got too much work to do in the Borehamwood goal. Between two of these promotion challenges at half-time at Meadow Park.
I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. I'm now back, folks, for hopefully a good start to the second half. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm glad you guys have stuck here through half time. The reason I can't do anything is that of ads and stuff, so we don't want it to get copyrighted. We will end the poll there. And we'll put a new poll on for you guys, so that you guys can vote on what you guys think of the first half. But guys, get your questions in. And I'll answer as many questions as I can. Yes?
I just want to make sure that your thing stays on.
Sorry about that, folks. Just for you guys to vote on the first half. What do you guys think of the first half? Between Chesterfield and Borehamwood, for your chance to vote, go and do it in the chat. Alright, I'm going to keep an eye on the other scores. I'm also watching, keep an eye on the rugby as well. And it is Manchester United 2, Spurs 1 at half time. Ronaldo with 2, Harry Kane with a penalty.
Is on tomorrow. Join Dara Curry, Jules Breach and the gang. They will keep you across all of Sunday's Premier League action and much, much more. Right, here we go. Second half here. Let's hope some goals, shall we? Adam Virgo and Adam Summerson taking you through.
Thank you, Becky. Yeah, big 45 minutes ahead for these two sides. Each still challenging for the title. Both maybe feel that they could have done better in that first half, though. Certainly Adam in that final third, as the guys were saying at half-time.
Yeah. Certainly was an area. I think both managers were
Borehamwood gears off and underway for the second half. Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0. Come on, Chesterfield!
We'll be saying to his side, we've got in the final third more than enough, but we haven't shown that. As the boys said at half-time, what an opportunity this is to really set out a benchmark to get 3 points. As I mentioned right at the start of the game, these are the games can make or break your season. Games in and around you against teams that are going to be contesting against you. Big 45 minutes for both teams.
Oh, okay, Khan.
Side there of Khan from Mandeville. Maguire. Long it goes from Loach. Hands off Raymond, and it ran for Callum, and that's a nice ball.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Couldn't quite control it. Would certainly, from their point of view, having a bit of a wobble in terms of the title race. Only won one of their last 4 National League games. They've lost 2 of those. Their season overall certainly has been one to remember so far, but whilst everybody in the wider context will talk about the FA Cup run, it's promotion they really want.
That certainly is.
Come on, boys!
Everybody's season. I mean, the cup run is just always an added bonus to add to finances and to add to exposure as well. Where they finished last season, Adam, we spoke about Kawango Shamanga missing for Chesterfield. I mean, it's been a big loss for
James, are you having a bath?
Borehamwood.
No.
Because they need to move
No.
on. 2 experienced players leading that line, but they're not a 15-20 goal partnership.
Oh, come on, boys.
Do have 2 sides here with very different strengths and weaknesses. Chesterfield have scored 19 goals more than Borehamwood, but they would have conceded 11 goals fewer on the Spyrites. There is a contrast in styles between them. Slice clearance by Stevens, and then tidied up by Raymond.
You can have a play. Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0.
Whittle, the former Liverpool trainee, will take the throw-in. His 10th start in a row today. Quigley. He's one of the few players really who could have come off at half-time pretty happy with his first half performance. King. Khan. Whittle. Khan.
Come on, boys.
Now Miller. By Smith. Here's Callum. Stevens that time on the right side of Quigley. It's been a good battle between those two players who like the physical side of the game as
That's
well.
always going to be that, isn't it? He goes to the left-hand side against Evans, he's going to have a physical battle. Comes to the other side, he's up against Firefield. It's the type of ball that you have to play into Scott Quigley in these situations. If they're high like that, it's always going to be a difficult ball for him to control. But I think the first half, the times they got into his feet, I thought he led the line really, really well.
Chesterfield 0, Borehamwood 0. Second half is on the. It's a few minutes in. Not a lot has happened so far.
Mandeville beaten to it by Mendy. Marsh. Mendy's gone for the return. He comes back instead here for Raymond. I would have thought getting Lewis and Mendy more involved in the game, the 2 Borehamwood wide players, has got to be key really to them being effective in this game.
I mean, they have to keep the ball better, Adam, when they win that turnover from Chesterfield. said it midway through that first half that too many times Luke Garrard, you could just see him just saying, calm down a little bit, be brave, take a touch. The space is out wide there, so there's only 3 in midfield for Chesterfield. So
Come on, Chesterfield!
In terms of your wing backs can be really effective.
Reece, Bowden was being held back, the referee's played an advantage. Reece to hit it!
Oh my God!
Closest they've come. Great break from midfield by Reece.
Good pressure there on Kellerman, and then he's away. I think maybe strike just
Oh, they've hit the post. Borehamwood have hit the post, folks.
Just cuts across it a little bit early, does hit the post.
He's been a good source of goals from midfield this season, Reece. He's got 8 in the National League, although he has now got 8 games without a goal. He's with Arsenal as a youngster for 12 years, Josh Reece. Now he's with his 6th club at the 50 level. And he's come the closest to breaking the deadlock.
Oh, referee!
Marsh goes down. Right on the edge of the area. Right on the edge of the area. The players, several players from both sides giving their view here to Matthew Russell.
It's on the outside of the box, and it is a free kick. King just slightly switched off there from the long ball out from the back.
It does seem as though it was just outside, maybe not quite as far outside as the free kick set to be taken from, but Marsh is there, Smith is there.
Come on, Chesterfield! Defend this!
It's probably been Borehamwood's best period of the game this so far, having hit the post through Reece. Exerting a bit of pressure here, the home side. 7 gone in the second half. And Smith to swing it in right-footed. Stevens is up from the back, Grimes. He's in there too. Smith towards the back post.
Well, ouch! Well done, Scott Louch. When you needed him the most, he's there to defend.
To aim at in the middle here. For Raymond.
Come on, get out! Out!
Into the box. He just can't get it clear here. Chesterfield. And then Stevens!
Nearly a goal
Really close again.
for Borehamwood. Chesterfield not going to go in the second half.
Yard box really well. It's a good first header away from Mandeville from the corner. And then you're right, afterwards they just can't quite clear their lines. Good technique there from Stevens. I don't think the goalkeeper got a touch. I think that's a decent decision there from the referee.
Best period of the game so far though for Borehamwood.
They certainly needed Allen. Really had any dominance in that first half for a period of time to put Chesterfield on that back foot.
Come on.
Miller inside to Khan.
Come on, Chesterfield, just keep passing it.
Chesterfield exert a bit of pressure of their own now. King. Mandeville. King again. Whelan. Mandeville. Patient approach here from Chesterfield. King. Held up by Fifields. Support for
How is that not a foul?
holding there by
How is that not a foul? But then,
the Chesterfield fans are right next to that. Felt that they should have had a free kick themselves. guided out and got the shove from Marsh. Apologies for any swearing you might have picked up. It's a really tight ground there at Park. Fans are so close to the pitch. And the assistant referees are left in no doubt as to whether the supporters feel they're having a good game or not, if I can put it that way. Bowden looking to get in behind here, but Loach is quickly out.
Guys, get your question in the chat. Like, subscribe if you are new.
There's certainly more of a tempo to Luke Arrold's side in this second half. Maybe what they offered in the first.
Flicked on by Mandeville. Quickly. Looking to hold off Stevens. No chance is taken there by Frankie Raymond, who's thumped that right over the stand. Mandeville with the smart turn, he looked quickly, Stevens stuck out a leg. Kellerman. Maguire. He's been with Chesterfield since he was 15. Grimes now looks to switch the play. Good header by Evans.
Go on, Chesterfield, we got to do something.
First time by Evans up towards Marsh. Kellerman. Grimes.
Just gotta keep showing the passion and keep going, and if we can get a draw from this, then
It's Reese. Marsh.
get out.
Looking for quickly, you hadn't anticipated that. Smith. You want more from his side.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. That's a really good point there, Adam. I think that first half he could have been disappointed. Second half, they haven't started whatsoever just yet.
Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny Rowan. Boca, do something.
Returning from injury, as Fifield has done today for Borehamwood. It's Mendy's header that finds Whelan. King. Mandeville's gone down the wing.
Yes, oh!
Lewis springs it clear for Borehamwood.
Just nothing is falling for us. Nothing.
King. Good movement here by Mandeville. He's been spotted, but
Unlucky, corner. Come on! Chesterfield have a corner, folks. We have a corner.
Just trying to play that ball inside Mendy. He read the danger really well.
Borehamwood are going to make the change that we've been anticipating. It's Mafuta who's going to be coming on. Welcome return from injury for him, having missed the last 7 games. He'd started 16 in a row before that. And it's Smith who got that relatively early yellow card. Who's coming on, and he's got a quick word as well for Mafuta as he comes on. Chesterfield. Whelan. And still.
Oh!
Underneath it. Take a nick though, it's going to be a corner.
We went out a shot, took a deflection, went over the top, and it's another corner to Chesterfield.
Jamal Fifield remember that the ball went straight over the crossbar without his touch. A small point there, the Borehamwood captain.
It's not a corner, is it? We have got one though, an outswinger. Came off Mafuta.
Come on, Chesterfield!
Miller loses it. So difficult to break down. Borehamwood 21 clean sheets so far this season. King. Good contest between King and Mendy. Now it's Mandeville. Deep crossover towards.
Come on!
It's not going to be a penalty. And frustration continues to build for Quigley and Co.
Well, they haven't quite got him into the game in this second half as much as they did in the first. It's just more the two arms in the back, Adam. Usually consequences in a foul.
Come on, Chesterfield! If you guys like the stream, hit the like button, don't forget to like, subscribe if you are new. Got it cleared. One thing I will say is we need to bring Asante on and take Quigley off.
Reese, Fifield, Mendy, and Mendy goes on. Mandeville is the player back defending. Loach gets it clear.
Well, we won! Free kick to Chesterfield, folks!
Right in front of us. So soft.
Just the right time though, Fifield, isn't he, for the run?
That's a really good point there. So there'll be timings of players coming back from Garrard side. Mafuta is another one that's certainly a welcome return for them.
Come on, boys! Ah!
I don't think they were given enough credit, Adam, during that FA Cup run, that they did it without so many almost certain starters, the likes of Mafuta and Fifield, and Sammy, who's still out at the moment.
Yeah.
We need to bring someone on, but we don't know. For me, I would bring on Asante. Really.
Whittle with the run forward, feeds Miller. Kellerman. Mandeville. And Kellerman again. Good turn by Khan. Whittle. Hit it early.
Oh, lucky Will. Okay. We fired a shot on target, which had actually been saved by the keeper.
Routine save for Ashby Hammond, but Quigley's following him. So if you get that one wrong, he's got an easy tap in. It's a routine save, but sometimes the ones that a goalkeeper could fumble.
Sliced by King. Horsey is going to be coming on shortly for Borehamwood. Here in Scott Bowden is the player likely to make way as Mendy plays one over the top. Have another big game coming up in the National League in North Wales. Saturday the 22nd of March, Wrexham against Halifax Town. 7:30 start for that. Two of the promotion challengers. And then in the Champions League coming up midweek, two games that are right in the balance, two ties in the balance. Manchester United against Atletico, 1-1 from the first leg, and then Ajax against Benfica. Watch the first leg of that match. It was absolutely brilliant, one of the best games I've seen all season.
Oh!
Headed by Maguire. Reese. Now this could pose danger for Chesterfield, who are rushing players back. Marsh gets onto it. Reese might want the return. Marsh goes alone. It's a bit of a waste in the end.
If you want to highlight of the game, how it's gone in the final third, this is it in a nutshell. Again, Reese is just the one driving forward. Decision-making and quality has to be questioned.
So here comes the change. We've been expecting Danilo Orsi coming on, and Bowden. He's only really ever been on the fringes of the game against his former club as the player replaced him. We know about the quality of Orsi. Adam, we saw it before he got that move to the Football League in Harrogate. It's had to try and influence things largely from the bench this season at the moment.
Certainly.
Come on, boys!
Two of Bowden and Marsh for Luke Garrard. We saw what Danilo Orsi did last season. So unfortunate in terms of not really getting much game time at Harrogate. Peter Armstrong, as we saw last season with Hartlepool, hitting the ground running as well for Simon Weaver's side, but I think it'd be more the happier of the two managers. But again, we're talking about the quality in the final third. Neither side really look like scoring at the moment, just because of the lack of quality and composure involved.
He was the Supporters Player of the Year at Maidenhead last season. Danilo also got 21 goals in 41 appearances.
Come on, Chesterfield!
Be able to see all the goals from the National League in our highlights programme later on tonight. There have been plenty of goals as well. Khan.
Well done. Well done, Khan.
You'll have to forgive me there. There is no highlights programme tonight. There were still plenty of goals in the National League today. Whittle to take the throw in. Miller. Khan. Mandeville's arriving in the box. Khan pulls
Oh! Handball!
Post really well there. And big appeals for handball from the Chesterfield players, and then Marsh is brought down inside the centre circle. The referee's got all sorts of sorting out to do here. Kellerman, I think, has talked himself into the book.
Oh, it does strike the arm, doesn't it?
Came off the hand of Stevens. I think that was quite clear, but it did go from thigh to hands. Yellow card shown here to Kellerman. I think that was descent. 20 minutes to go. Raymond to take the free kick then for Borehamwood. Temper's getting a little bit frayed at Mallow Park. Mafuta won the header. It's guided out by Maguire.
Come on, boys! 19 minutes to go and 0-0.
In the deadlock in this second half, but whilst there's no question their defensive record the best in the league, you just wonder whether a lack of goals of firepower could ultimately cost them. They've scored the fewest goals of any side in the National League's top 11. Been able to find a way through so far today, but then they have Chesterfield. Do they need more routes to goal?
I think so. I think it's a really good point there. I mean, of course, injuries, I mean, you look at both sides, has affected the balance of the way that they have been playing, and the results have certainly come into play. But when you look at Borehamwood, Adam, I think when you look at the likes of Tyrone Marsh and Scott Bowden, they've never, I've seen them for a few years now. I've never really seen them as prolific goal scorers that go and win you a league title. So I think it's going to be a big far-fetch for them to go all the way and do that. But with the defensive record they've got, would certainly favour them into those playoffs. And if you draw them, it's always going to be a difficult side to break down.
It's a good ball for Marsh if he can keep it in, which he has. Reese is in the box. Orsi's in there too. Reese!
What a save! What a save, Scott Roach!
He had to scuttle across his line.
Well, Roach!
Brilliant stop that.
It's been the moment of the game so far, and it's that ball into the channel that Tyrone Marsh keeps alive really, really well. And what Josh Reese does, he just adjusts his position to go back on himself and then direct that ball away from the post. And Loach moves brilliantly because he heads it down, and that adds a little bit more pace onto the ball. It's a top save.
Great footwork there from the Chesterfield goalkeeper, called on all of his years of experience at the top level as well. Someone who's been in England squads. And down in the box here is Fifield. The referee seemed to have a pretty good view of that, was completely unmoved.
Right behind that one. He certainly gets goal side of Quigley, and he's away, he's being pulled. Signal's given.
Aquazi! 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 Come on, Aquazi! Ah, Aquazi is hunting. We all have faith in you. You're all busy, you're supposed to go. Quick, I'll do bugger all.
In a row beforehand, though. Not that long back from fairly long layoff through injury.
Oh, he had a brilliant end to last season, didn't he? And then the injury really hurt him. So it's always going to take a little bit of time, of course, to find your fitness and find your momentum again. I mean, the way that the game's gone, these are the games where you look at your bench, can they come on and make a difference and win the game?
Oi!
Reese is brought down there by Raymond. Whittle, I should say, brought down by Raymond. Flew into that. It's going to be shown a yellow card by Matthew Russell. Over a quarter of an hour to go then at Meadow Park. So nothing to separate these two promotion rivals. Chesterfield, remember, involved in last season's end of season playoffs. 14th place finish for Borehamwood last season. Big improvement this campaign from the Garrett side. Maguire. Reese. Right, it comes from Marsh. Orsi's arriving in the box. Reese has held his position on the edge. That's into a good area there. Just
You got away with that.
He just needs to go on the inside and a bit more braver and I think a bit more selfish. Because you go on the outside and you fire a ball in like that, you've got no chance of anyone running on the end of it. I think he's really hugging this left touch line more and more now. Cut inside and have a shot. Go on the outside there and fire it across. I mean, it's a bit of a tough finish there for Orsi.
Somebody who has been promoted from this level, Tyrone Marsh, that with Macclesfield as a title winner back in 2018. To release Miller, brought it down well.
Come on, boys!
Back it comes now for Kellerman. Asante. King. Asante again. King.
Oh, okay.
Reese. Kellerman. Asante. Trying to combine with Mandeville. Another one for Marsh to chase. You clearly see him as the outlet.
He's got taken out.
Certainly taking the wind out of the sails for Marsh. Quickly back to his feet. Made of tough stuff in the National League.
A bit of plastic. The concrete wall, I can understand.
I'll not get any sympathy from Mr. Berger.
Go on, Chesterfield!
Kellerman.
What's arguably been the chance of the second half so far. And what he does really well, Josh Reese, is that he adjusts his position really well and checks back on the ball. That allows him a little bit more control in the header. I have to say, it's a magnificent save. It really is.
Brilliant.
From Scott Loach, because he moves his feet well. And when you head it down like that, adds pace onto the header. Used all of his experience brilliantly.
It was the first signing of the summer by James Rowe, Scott Loach. Somebody James Rowe, he said he'd followed his progress for a number of years. I think the fact that he lives fairly locally to Chesterfield helps the move as well. I can't believe he's in his 6th season running at the National League, Adam. He's a Football League goalkeeper, isn't he?
I mean, his performances at Barnet last season were exceptional, even though the amount of goals that they conceded. It shows how busy he was and how many times that he won Barnet games last season. He certainly has been solid at this level for a number of seasons that you've mentioned.
Marsh. Mendy will take it on now for Borehamwood. Dispossessed though by hard work.
Go on, Chesterfield!
Now quickly, he's
Score quickly! Quickly!
If Quigley can pick him out, took it on himself.
Come on! Go on, Chesterfield!
The ball was on there though for Miller. King.
Go on!
Still with King. And now it's with Asante. It's crowded.
Come on! Yes! There's a penalty!
And Mendy's saying he was outside the box. Well, this is going to be really interesting to see again. Mendy is
Penalty to Chesterfield! We might be very controversial! Very controversial!
Pretty quickly. He looks outside, doesn't he? Let's have a look from this angle.
It's a tight one, isn't it? I mean, Tyrone Marshall's in a really good position to feel that. I thought it was just outside. My initial reaction was I thought it was a free kick, but not a penalty.
Massive call that from the referee, Matthew Russell. Inside the final 10 minutes as well. Still the protests are going on. He's completely unmoved here, Matthew Russell. I can't believe, Adam, that there's not an element of doubt in the referee's mind about that. There has to be. Huge call.
Quasi Asante! Oh, Quasi Asante! Oh, Quasi Asante!
Really controversial decision to award the spot kick.
Come on, the Quasi!
Asante, keep his cool.
Yeah! The Quasi Asante! Oh, stop ball, we're coming for you! Oh, stop ball, we're coming for you! Come on! It's controversial, but we don't give a shit. We were 1-0 up. Come on, stop ball. If you want to win this league, you've got to fight for it. 2 points. Ha ha! Go on, Quasi! Quasi Asante, come on! Get it! Come on! We are Chesterfield, we're Chesterfield!
Sends it the wrong way. You're going to do that.
It is 1-0 to the spotlight! A Quasi Asante, you fucking legend!
But how close is this in the penalty spot? And the referee was in a good position to see that.
Come here.
It's tight, isn't it?
There's this long unbeaten record at home of Borehamwood's about to go. They're staring at the 3rd defeat in a row now in all competitions.
Away! To the football league! Away! Come on, boys! It's Chesterfield 1, Borehamwood 0, a Quasi Asante. That's why you start him from the start, Paul Cook. Come on!
Chesterfield see it out there.
This has been the issue, hasn't it?
Away! To the football league! Away!
So many times this season they've dropped points. 20 points. They've dropped from winning positions.
Oh, Quasi Asante! Oh, Quasi Asante! The guy's a fucking legend. The guy's a legend. Quasi Asante! Oh!
Adrian Clifton, Montserrat International.
Quasi Asante! The guy's a legend, man! The guy's a legend back in the day. The guy is the gift that keeps on fucking giving. So he's the guy who keeps on giving us. When we're not playing well, who pops up and saves us? A Quasi Asante. Who did he used to be? A Jamwinga. Well done! Get out!
Stevens under a bit of pressure, dealt with it calmly. Could be in for a frantic final 5 minutes or so at Meadow Park. Marsh.
Come on, Chesterfield!
That time it was Grimes who had it clear.
Let's keep pressing! Off the National League we go!
Reese. Another ball into the box towards
Get out!
Grimes got his head
Out!
eventually scrambled it clear. It's been good pressure though from Borehamwood. Was there a stray arm there from Quigley? Well, the
Referee, man.
furious on the bench. Both benches were quickly up there.
I was imagining that.
The Chesterfield bench clearly feel that he's made more of that than there was, Evans. Well, there's all sorts going on.
You think? You think? There's a lot going on because we're winning and we are great fight. Right away.
Hard for Quigley.
It's like I say. We won the over all that fucking matters. Why am I talking out of my mind? We won the up. We're 2 point by Stockport. Come on, boys. Stockport, we ain't letting you win this league without a fight. Without a fight. And that's me being honest. We ain't letting Stockport County win this league without a fight. We are going to give, even if it means... What a save! Oh, what a save! If that is Scott Loach, that guy's the best keeper in the National League. Because Scott Loach has done some incredible saves to keepers in this game.
That ball forward, and he does get the rub of the green. It's a magnificent save. Just look at this here. Makes himself as big as possible. He's made 2 huge saves in his second half.
Yeah, he really has. Been excellent. Fighting with some genuine...
It's a goal! It's a goal! 1-1.
It couldn't have been better placed. It was whipped in that. And Loach could do nothing about it. And we're on the square.
What an inspired substitution from Luke Garrard, and he certainly enjoyed that one. But you are not going to win league titles if you defend like this. It's a brilliant, brilliant ball in from Josh Reese. You talk about pace and quality. That is it in a nutshell. And he just gets power over Asante, and he just barges him out of the way and says, I'm having that one. Heads it in, goalkeeper doesn't stand a chance.
His first National League goal for Borehamwood. He got that one in the FA Cup against Wimbledon. And his timing is spot on. And yet again, Adam, yet again, Chesterfield give up a lead.
Well, you're not going to win league titles, Adam. I don't care what you are. Talk about your injuries, you talk about suspensions, talk about what you want. Set plays in the National League is so important. You get that lead and you just dig in deep and you just win the game.
Sante's header. Into the final minute of normal time we go. And I think they can win it now, Borehamwood. Should just quickly tell you about UFC Fight Night, which is coming up next Saturday. It's at 6 o'clock on BT Sport 1, and then we have the big fight in April on Box Office Live from Wembley. Fury against White. That was a slip. As Maguire then puts it out. Bit of nerves maybe now for Chesterfield. Mendy takes the throw in quickly. How the momentum has shifted here. Fifield with the attempted cross. Mandeville now brings it away for Chesterfield. Quickly shows for it.
It's a shock. Shocker.
Let's get Adam Virgo's man of the match.
I think he's played a really important part in this second half of Borehamwood. The header which he should have scored from, which was a magnificent save that kept him out. But then the corner for Clifton to get themselves the equaliser. He's made good runs from midfield, like we've spoken about. It's been a real solid performance. Josh Reese again in that midfield area.
So minimum of 3 minutes added time. Mandeville. Maguire. One of these sides nick it right at the end.
Come on, boys! Come on, Chesterfield!
I'm hearing that from on the touchline, the feeling on the Borehamwood bench is strongly that the penalty decision was outside the box. I'm told they're not happy at all about that. And no doubt Luke Garrard will have plenty to say about it to Jeff Brazier after the game. Will make his post-match comments, but he's still there to be won. This match with 2 minutes to go. Could Chesterfield regain the lead? Cleared at the near post, comes out to Whittle. Callum. Goes down. Now Borehamwood on the counter. Marsh.
Come on, defend!
Central. He's picked the wrong pass there. But surely needed to go forward. Tried to go inside to Mafuta. Miller goes down. Chesterfield get the decision as we move into the final minute of added time.
Sports!
And restarted quickly. Khan. Final seconds at Meadow Park. Miller. Needs a good ball in. Doesn't get it. It's looking like it'll be a point apiece.
Yep, I'm sure they'll challenge that. Phil Harmson will be very, very happy with this result. Anyone that's just got away from both teams, say his first half performance, probably deserved a goal. I don't think they deserved much in the second half, but they got themselves the rub of the green, a little bit of luck with the penalty. But when you get that luck, you need to utilise it. And they haven't managed to do that.
So it's a point apiece.
Full time at Chesterfield 1, Borehamwood 1. Like, subscribe with the bell notification. I'll see you guys really shortly because I'm going to do Hearts of Midlothian versus St Mirren.